Today is so hot. Today I want to talk about Russia, and mostly I want to talk about the people. We always think our governments are all powerful and have our best interests at heart. That is not always the case. In South Africa, in America, in Europe, and now in Russia. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You are one person against a million, or a couple of million, or a couple of 100 million. And when you get caught with not serving the people, people turn on you. And this will be the case throughout the world, because history always repeats itself, always, no matter what. And people never learn. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. Please check that you have been subscribed before and you still are subscribed. As you know, many of my subscribers have been taken down because of my beliefs in the freedom of speech. I've lost a lot in the last month. My views go from 5K down to 1K in a day, which doesn't make sense. You either watched it or you didn't watch it. Besides that, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell for upcoming videos, and if you can, donate to the channel. It helps us keep going. I'm not a sensationalist. I'm not on YouTube every 5 minutes trying to give you updates and make spin stories and try and get you to believe in nonsense. I'm straight up telling you the truth, and that's how I am. You don't like me, I understand. Nobody likes everybody. But there's one thing about me. I'll tell you how it is. I won't hide nothing. You don't like it, that's just it. Sometimes I don't like you. I don't like what you have to say. Sometimes I don't like governments or politicians for what they do, because politicians are elected to serve the people and not serve themselves. And for too long, this has been the case. There's a man in Russia who was in Germany who was accusing the Russian government of corruption. Navalya. The Russian government wanted him for crimes against the state. So he said, okay, if I've done some crime because I'm exposing you, I'll come back to Russia. The Russian government was very gleefully happy that he would do this. He went back to Russia. They grabbed him at the border. They husked him off to jail. And in came a female judge. And right there in the jails, they convicted him of some crime, and he disappeared. Unbeknownst to the government of Russia, the very next day, 27 million people saw his video. Below in the link, in the description, you will find links to all these videos that I'm about to post. The one link is of Navalya. It's over an hour long. It's very detailed. It shows you all the corruption that Putin and his henchmen have done, the massive complex that Putin lives in, his home, all the connections for the banking, and how they have ripped off the Russian people from Moscow to Khabarovsk. People have gone to the streets in thousands. The police are running into the crowd, grabbing anyone, female, male, old, young, and beating them with batons and taking them to jail. For no reason. These people are not violent. They are not burning. They are throwing snowballs at them and water bottles. But there is no weapons, there is no fire, and there is no violence. The police are deliberately running into the crowd with batons, shields, helmets, while innocent civilians are standing there exercising their constitutional right to freedom of speech. The police are beating them down. If somebody talks and there's a video, they go in and grab them and pull them out the crowd. Why is it that politicians are so scared that the people will find out the truth? Here was part of the video from Navalya explaining what was going on in Russia. You see pictures of Putin's home, his complex, some of the henchmen or connections to the corruption. And then you will see some of the people that they are grabbing, innocent people, old, young, doctors, kids, and taking them away. And the people are saying, Putin, shame on you. Putin, you're a thief. Watch the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And the subscribe button is the red button below. And if you can, donate to the channel. It helps. Watch the video.
Домой, в Россию, в Москву, потому что мы не хотим, что...
Дворец был спроектирован с ошибки для персонала. Мы сейчас на реконструкцию настроим просто вот убивать тех, кто отказывается молчать. Но хорошая, то путинская партия воровства и деградации единая.
Here is a police major who watched that video, who decided to go bravely on national media or a video and state he feels that if he didn't do something or say something, his children would later in his life say, why didn't you fight for us? And he couldn't live with himself if that was the case. They fired him. Let that sink in. They fired him because he felt that his own government that he serves had let him down. And all those policemen beating those people should feel the same. And instead of beating the people, they should put their batons down and hug them. Because you're just pawns for these criminals. And all you're doing is hurting your own people. Here are some videos of people trying to stop the police from arresting innocent people, only to be beaten or kicked. In the first video, you see an old lady, well, older lady, be kicked in the chest. It's been reported she got hit her head when she landed on the floor, and she has brain injuries. The International Human Rights Organization stated there was nothing wrong. What does that tell you? The human rights organizations in the world are a joke today. They're just there to make everybody feel happy. But they're useless, teethless organizations that just take money to survive. These organizations we should walk away from. Here are more videos of the police running into the crowds, grabbing old, young, even a young doctor. She was explaining that this was wrong, and they arrested her. Is this our future? Like in medieval times? Is this our future during the Russian Revolution? Is this our future like Hitler and the SS? Is this our future in America too? With these communist Democrats that are now stating that anybody that belongs to the Trump support are urban terrorists, and then Antifa is just an idea, and that Black Lives Matter don't burn, loot, and murder. I'm sorry, the narrative, once said too many times, becomes a lie, and that came from Goebbels. And how many times have they said that Trump was a bad man? And within 1 week, Biden proved his colors, and he proved Trump right. I'll do another video on that today. Watch this video.
Нас очень боятся. Довольно много людей пришло, что вы чувствуете, что люди пришли, вышли вас поддержать. Сейчас, да. Лично вы.
Я очень рада, что такое большое количество людей выходит по всей нашей стране, в разных уголках нашей Родины.
The last video was of a young lady. There was a doctor explaining that she didn't like what was going on, and they arrested her. I would like you to observe that there was no weapons, no violence. And then you see the rest of how they grabbed old people that are not trying to fight. And no resistance, no weapons, no knives, no fire, no nothing. Innocent civilians. In this next video, you'll see all the cities from Moscow to Khabarovsk, all over Siberia, everywhere. People are standing up, sick and tired of the corruption, and standing up for their rights. America, South Africa, Europe, England, everywhere. You need to do the same. In some countries, there's only a few hundred people that rule millions. Ruin your lives. A politician is there to serve the people, not be self-serving. And that has been the case for too long. Too many politicians are in the pockets of bankers, accountants, lawyers, rich people to manipulate the people into doing their will. And if they don't like it, they go to jail and they disappear and they get murdered. Too many things happen. I'm going to dedicate my life to the truth, even if it kills me. But we need change. This is the 21st century. We have to change, people. We can't allow massive media companies control our thoughts by fear. We don't want violence. We just want to live in peace, in freedom, not by control. We want to walk our children around the road, in the roads in peace. We don't want criminals. We want good health care, good schooling, education, freedom of ideas. Can you imagine? With freedom of ideas, can you imagine what we could achieve? What are they scared of? My question is, what are you scared of? That you're going to lose your house, your riches, and all your girlfriends, and the fancy title, and the BMW? Just the other day, one of the Rothschilds died. So you take that into mind. Even the richest people in the world are born to die. But instead of leaving a mark of goodness on this earth and changing things for good, they leave misery behind. Because in the end, you will die, as I. Now, watch the people tell their government they don't want this anymore. And you can do the same.
Народа, да? Господи, еще тащат людей. Я думаю, человек мог бы идти и сам, но что? Никто его не спрашивал. Так. Все. Камень не пожарный. Так.
Вы давали присягу народу! Коридор руки, блядь! Пошли, блядь!
Уважаемые граждане, убедите мою просьбу не создавать массовых скоплений с целью избежания распространения коронавируса.
Зачем вы это делаете? Вы воевать собрались? Зачем? Зачем вы это делаете? Вы на войну пришли. Вы сами убиваете мирных людей.
The people are saying, shame on you, police. The people are saying, Putin is a thief. The people are saying, shame on you, Putin. People are angry. And rightfully so. Because the politicians are too self-serving. And the people found out. And there will be change. No matter what. Because history always repeats itself. And people never learn that. And when people also understand communism does not work. Totalitarianism does not work. Kings do not work. The Magna Carta was signed for that very same reason. The Constitution of the United States was signed, and the First Amendment was for the freedom of the people. And without that freedom, the rest of the world will suffer. Don't forget that. You are the power that puts these self-serving politicians in place to serve you, not the other way around. This is the Hawk. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. If you want the truth, just come listen. I'm out of here.